Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. The Office of Budget Responsibility, the OBR, has a very sort of unenviable task of taking what the government says to it at face value and then producing a report called an EFO, an Economic Future Outlook report, which kind of has to make sense of what it's being told to do the projection of how these things will affect the economy, what monies they'll raise or cost, will it boost or drag, and things like that, and produce all the numbers relevant to it. It's fairly pointless, really, when you consider how trivially easy it is for someone like Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer to lie to it. And one of these lies, of course, is over fuel duty. The line during the election was no further fuel duty rises for the foreseeable future. And so they produced this report. And the report, which was produced in October, it's a quarterly report, the last one was October, goes some way to explain what they think is going to happen over the course of the next 12 months from that quarter. Then obviously it's updated every quarter for the next, I think it's for the next 12 months, 5 years and 10 years. I think that's how they predict it. Obviously, the further into the future, the more chaotic it becomes. But the problem they have, like I say, is fuel duty, because fuel is one of those little stealth taxes that isn't actually stealthy because it has an immediate effect in so many ways. Obviously, when you go to fill your car up, you notice. But also, when you go to the supermarket and find your food is more expensive, you think, well, why has that happened? But of course, the fuel's gone up. Food has to be transported. You know, the crops require fuel to be harvested and processed, etc. So when you put the fuel duty up, it affects everything. Factory gate prices go up, transport goes up. By the time you buy what you're buying, it's gone up significantly. There's also overlying effects in terms of it affects the stock market. Fuel duty rises affect the stock market downwards, puts downward pressure on it. There's all sorts of issues that are related to fuel. Britain has one of the most expensive fuels in the world, which is odd when you consider how much oil we're actually sitting on. We also have the most expensive gas in the world, which is also odd, considering how much gas we're sitting on. It's almost as though they're setting out to deliberately impoverish us, isn't it? And yet there it is. They plan to do the reversal of the 5p cut in fuel duty. They want to link fuel prices to inflation every year from now on going forward, which means not only does the cost of the fuel go up and down with inflation, but the duty they apply on the fuel goes up with inflation. And of course, you then apply VAT on top of that. So you're paying tax on the tax, which in any other business, in any other product would be wrong. For some reason, we're allowing them to get away with it. What we actually need is a government that says, here's what we'll do. We will take away fuel duty and we will only charge you the cost of the fuel plus VAT. How are you going to raise all that other money? Well, it's easy. The boom in the economy by having low-cost energy and low-cost fuel will encourage many more people to come to this country and invest, and therefore the economy will expand. So we'll have a smaller slice of the pie, but the pie will be much bigger. See, it doesn't take a genius. You cannot tax your way to wealth. You have to low tax your way to wealth. Reduce taxation. They don't get it. But it's got so bad now with the OBR, with the lies that they're being told, that the OBR now are walking away from their own report and saying, oh, yes, we don't recognise it. It's not just fuel duty, of course. It's what they're planning to do with all the other things that they're planning to do. All the other little secret taxes that they've put in. The sneak taxes, the not raising of the allowance here, the upping of national insurance there. The report is so ghastly wrong that the OBR are now embarrassed by it. The trouble is they've published it in their own name. But when asked, they're saying, well, they can't quite come out and say the government keep lying to them. What they're using now, the euphemism now is, we are now today sitting with more accurate data than we did at the time of the last report, which is the diplomatic way of saying sorry, we were told a pack of lies. And so the report we made was the best we could based upon all the lying lies that the lying liars told us. And they're getting very shirty, I think, with Rachel Reeves. It doesn't help that the relationship between the OBR and the Treasury is breaking down. Treasury officials are very loath to tell the OBR the full details. The OBR keep demanding them, as is their right, of course. And so there's this, should we say, grating, nails down a blackboard kind of relationship. The acidity isn't being tucked away either. There's a lot of people within both sides of this actually coming out and publicly sort of slagging off the other group. How dare the OBR embarrass the government, is the argument from the Treasury. And the OBR is saying, why is the government continually lying to us? But phrased in more flowery language than lies. But it doesn't actually help that the OBR produced a chart based on basically what we were told and what's actually happening. And then the differential is the variance. I mean, the variance goes down. The variance is between what we were told and what was what they're doing. And of course, that then flatlines the whole prediction. The whole prediction is bullshit. And so you can't believe anything out of the OBR at the moment. But it isn't the OBR's fault. They're desperate. They don't like being seen as unprofessional and producing false or fatally flawed reports. It reflects badly on them. And of course, they can't help themselves, the Labour Party. They keep lying. They daren't tell the truth. They daren't tell anyone what's going on, least of all the OBR. So basically, everything that comes out of the government now just cannot be believed. Even departments which are notoriously, how shall we say, even to the point of autism being, we like to be as correct as possible. Even if the information is wrong, it's at least explainably wrong. But not this anymore. The only explanation for its incorrectness is the lies. But they can't say that. But that's what it is. There's going to be a £3.8 billion black hole in the OBR report simply from the lies they've been told. This is over and above all the other problems that they got. Just simply, the OBR is saying the differential between the actuality, the real world, and what they've been told is £3.8 billion in difference. And they say, and that's just from one Rachel Reeves lie. Isn't it great? This is the world we're living in. This woman should not be Chancellor. She hasn't got a Scooby-Doo. Anyway, there we go. Let me know what you think. Till next time, goodbye.